Hello everyone. Welcome back to our series on great people from history. Today, we are going to talk about a famous composer from Russia, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. His music is powerful, emotional, and loved all around the world. You may have heard his music even if you didn't know his name. Tchaikovsky was born in 1840 in a small town in Russia. He came from a middle-class family. His father worked in the government, and his mother loved music. When he was a child, Tchaikovsky started learning piano. He showed great talent at a young age. Even though he loved music, his family wanted him to have a steady job. So when he grew up, he studied law and worked in the government. But deep in his heart, he still wanted to be a musician. At the age of 21, he decided to follow his dream and entered the St. Petersburg Conservatory to study music seriously. At that time in Russia, music was changing. Some composers wanted to keep Russian music very traditional, while others wanted to mix Russian sounds with European classical music. Tchaikovsky was one of the first Russian composers to find a balance between both styles. This made his music very special. Tchaikovsky wrote many famous pieces. Some of his most well-known works include the Nutcracker, Swan Lake, and the Sleeping Beauty. These are all ballets, stories told through dance and music. Today, they are still performed in theaters around the world, especially during holidays like Christmas. He also wrote symphonies, operas, piano concertos, and chamber music. One of his most popular pieces is the 1812 Overture. It's a dramatic piece of music that tells the story of Russia's victory over Napoleon. It's loud, exciting, and even includes the sound of cannons. Tchaikovsky was very good at writing music that touched people's hearts. His melodies are emotional and memorable. Some of his music sounds happy and grand, while other pieces feel sad and full of pain. That's because Tchaikovsky often expressed his own feelings through his music. He was a very sensitive person. Throughout his life, he struggled with loneliness and sadness. Even though he became famous, he sometimes felt unsure of himself. He also had a complicated personal life and found it difficult to feel truly accepted. But music gave him a way to express emotions that were too hard to say with words. In 1877, Tchaikovsky married a woman named Antonina, but it was not a happy marriage. They separated after only a few weeks. After that, he focused even more on composing music and avoided the public as much as possible. One special thing about Tchaikovsky's life was his friendship with a woman named Nadezhda von Meck. She was a rich widow who loved his music. For over 10 years, she supported him with money so he could focus only on writing music. They wrote many letters to each other, but never met in person. Thanks to her help, Tchaikovsky was able to travel to Europe and the United States. He even conducted concerts in New York, and his music became popular in many countries outside Russia. In his later years, Tchaikovsky finally gained respect and honors from the Russian government. He became one of the most important figures in Russian culture. But sadly, he died suddenly in 1893 at the age of 53. The exact cause of his death is still debated, but many believe it was cholera, a disease from drinking unclean water. Even though he died young, Tchaikovsky left behind a huge collection of music. His works continue to inspire musicians, dancers, and audiences around the world. Whether it's the magical dances in the Nutcracker, the tragic love in Swan Lake, or the powerful notes of his symphonies, his music still speaks to people of all ages. Tchaikovsky showed us that even deep emotions like sadness, love, and hope can be turned into something beautiful. He once said, "Inspiration is a guest that does not willingly visit the lazy." He worked hard, followed his passion, and gave the world music that will last forever. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story about Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. We have many more amazing lives in music and history to share with you. See you next time.